Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I wanted to kind of go over some of the stuff that got sent to me from GamerthumbTV. He's been probably one of my biggest supporters since I started on YouTube, and the other day he just asked me, "Hey man, do you have a GameCube?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a Nintendo Wii, and I have a GameCube controller, and why you ask?" And he's just like, "Hey, I got an extra copy of Star Wars Rogue Squadron, or Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. I never got to play these because when the GameCube was really popular, I really didn't play it. All I was really playing was Tekken competitively at arcades. I'm that old. So I wasn't really playing console games all too much. I was at the arcade playing DDR or games like Tekken, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and they would have tournaments at the mall, so I'd always spend my time there. So it's kind of cool to go back and try these games out. And then he sends me another message a little later. He's just like, "What about PlayStation 2? And I still keep all my consoles. Video game consoles are one of those things where I don't want to get rid of them because they remind me of, you know, the good times. And PlayStation 2, even though it was during that time of the arcade, had Tekken, and so I can never get rid of Tekken. And I have all the Tekkens up to, I think 6 is the only one I'm missing. I lost it in a move when we moved into this house. We had an apartment before, and during that move I lost Tekken 6, so it was really heartbroken. But you know, I still have Tekken 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and Tekken Tag, and Tekken Tag 2. Tekken Tag Hybrid too. I loved Hybrid because it had Tekken Tag Tournament HD upgrade. But he's just like Twisted Metal Head On, which I guess is a port of the PSP. And I had a PSP, but I only really played Gran Turismo and Castlevania Symphony of the Night on it. And then Scarface, The World Is Yours. I've always wanted to play this. I always used to see it at GameStop, and I'm like, I kind of want to pick it up, but it's one of my favorite gangster movies, so I know I'm going to enjoy it. And don't really do much video game pickups, just because I really haven't been buying video games. The games you see here is just stuff that I've had in my collection, or you know, stuff I'll pick up at garage sales, and you know, nothing too crazy. But today I just had to grab these. I went to a store in Buffalo called Dave & Adams. It's a card shop, and they have comic books and all that stuff, but they have a video game section. And I'm looking around, and then I see all the way at the bottom, I see like Famicom, Super Famicom cartridges. And I was totally expecting them to be like, you know, $10, $15, and they had a sale. They were like 50% off. So I got this game here. I can't read Japanese, but I saw a Gundam Zero in there. So I thought that's pretty cool. Even if I can't play these right now, I have a Super Famicom clone system, and it does play FC cartridges. So I am so sorry. It's so cold down here that my nose is running, so if you do see a hanger, just let me know. Yeah, so I thought these would just look cool on the shelf, and they're plasticed up, so I don't have to worry about getting a cartridge or anything. Obviously, I told you I'm a fighting fan. I saw Street Fighter 2. I think I have like 10 copies of Street Fighter 2, but just to have the Japanese version was crazy not to get it, especially for $2. So I'm super stoked about getting Super Famicom games. And then this one, I'm not too sure if you need like a card reader for this, but it's Conveni Wars Barcode Battler. It looked pretty cool, and like I said, even if I can't play it, it'll just look good on the shelf. And as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I have an OG Xbox. And recently at Walmart, I picked up a HDMI, or composite to HDMI converter. So I've been dying to play Need for Speed Most Wanted, but the Xbox has a really crappy third-party controller. I found an original S-Type, I think that's what they call it, S-Type Xbox controller, and it looks mint. And I got it for a steal, $5. Stopped at a video game shop in Batavia, New York. I forgot, I think it was called One Up Trades or One Up Games. And then it was super beat up, but there was a Goodwill next door. I went in, because this Goodwill is notorious for doing $1 games. Doesn't matter what game it is. So they're always cleaned out. And I saw Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition. The case is completely destroyed, but I have a ton of cases that I can replace it with, so I'm not too worried about it. I've never got to play this, so I love racing games, and I'm hoping like you can do customization and stuff, because that's what I loved about Need for Speed Underground 2, Most Wanted. I love arcade racers that allow you to upgrade your car, so it makes it it gives it a difficulty curve. So if you don't upgrade your car, then the next race is going to be hard. Kind of like Forza Horizon. That game, you have to constantly keep upgrading your car, get a better car in order to race. So that's why I made the joke on Your Player 2's chat the other day that the Forza games kind of took over Need for Speed for me. But that's pretty much it for my pickups. There was a couple more pickups. Oh yeah, I got, it's not right here, but Walmart had, just sitting in the back, it's called the New Colossus Wolfenstein. And I used to play the old Wolfenstein on the Super Nintendo, so I definitely had to pick it up. Not Super Nintendo, I think it was a PC. At the time, my dad had like a really cheap PC that he picked up, and my cousin Joey, shout out to Joey, we would always get like floppy disk games and CD based games, and I remember Wolfenstein was one of the first ones. Quake I played like crazy, and I think it was another one called Hex. Hex was a lot of fun. But yeah, I guess you can say I kind of started off as a PC gamer, because I did have consoles, but mid 90s to late 90s I was PC all the way. I was playing Command and Conquer, Dune. So a lot of those games hold a special place for me. So when I saw Wolfenstein, the New Order, or I think it's called the Colossus or New Order. I have to look here. I put it down here. So, oh yeah, here it is. Oh crap. If you can see here, my daughter has this huge Monster High castle. That's what you see in the video. They're getting their rooms redone, so I have all of their toys down here. So that's why in the video I tried not to kind of show the bottom, because all you're going to see is toys. But here it is, Wolfenstein the New Order. Sorry, not the Colossus, but $1. Check that out. So if you're at Walmart and you do look in the clearance section, I guarantee you'll find one. I haven't even opened it yet because I'm still playing Forza and WRC 6 that I got free with gold. And then there was some other pickups here. SSX 3, I got this for $1 at that same Goodwill. And Double Dragon for the NES. I would pull the cart out, but for some reason that cart is pretty much holding that whole section up, so I just don't want that to fall. Another thing that I never really got to do a video on was the Neo Geo Classic. I guess all these mini systems are being called classics now. I've had so much fun with it, to the point where I actually did the angel drawing of from Shock Troopers 2, and I had a lot of fun drawing her. I love drawing women, because you have to be very subtle any jagged lines and it completely ruins the picture. So it's a big challenge. So I tell anybody out there, if you're gonna draw something, draw women. You'll definitely have a good learning experience from drawing women. And obviously I got these huge hands. Well, they're not huge, but they're fat. The one thing when I lost a lot of weight, where I didn't lose any weight, was my fingers, sausage fingers, you know. So I had to get the Neo Geo controller. This thing is awesome. I never really got to play too much Neo Geo. My uncle who lived next door to us had a pawn shop, so he'd have a Neo Geo, we'd go play it over there, but never got to physically take it home. But it was one of the few kids that ever got to play it, and kids used to call me a liar in school. And they're like, "Oh, you didn't play Neo Geo, you just went to Pizza Hut." I was like, "No, I played Neo Geo, but it was the same game, Samurai Showdown." Yeah, that's pretty much it for pickups. I mean, I got the original OG NES, the toaster, but now that I have the composite to HDMI converter, I'll be able to play all these systems, so I'm so stoked about that. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys have picked up recently. I know this is not a video game channel, I know it's not a pickups channel, but every now and then I just love to show what I've picked up, because video games is part of the channel as far as art goes, and some of these covers are amazing. So Wolfenstein, for example, The New Order, is very simple, but I'm digging the contrast here. Midnight Club obviously uses CG, but then these Famicom games, you know, I just was so envious that Japan had the Famicom cartridges. These things are so nice. They don't look so boring like the American style. Twisted Metal, not much to say there. That's an awesome cover, and anything Star Wars always looks great. You got LucasArts, you can't go wrong. So I'm a big fan of the art. Actually, I have boxes over here of just empty game cases that either don't have the game anymore, but I kept the box art because I love art. You know, you even got Lady Death over here. I always loved this this comic book, and you know, even though I don't really have the comic book collection that I used to have, it's nice to have a reminder there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and just let me know in the comments down below what you guys picked up. And don't forget, as always, to keep it over 9,000. Ah!
Get ready for the next battle.